My name is Mahama Tawat, and I hold a PhD in Comparative Policy from the University of Otago in New Zealand. And New Zealand is well known for its School of and Practice of Public Policy and Administration. If you remember the implementation of new public management in the country in the 1980s and 1990s. I hold also degrees from the University of Stockholm in Sweden in international communication, in comparative policy, social policy from Dalarna University, European integration from Mahama University, and a BA in mass communication, law, and political science from the University of Yaoundé 2 in Cameroon. My trade is the study of comparative public policy. The difference between comparative public policy and public policy is the use of the comparative method, which is one of my area of specialization as well. Comparative public policy specifically studies public policy across countries through cross-national comparison, trying to find what are the differences and similarities, and in a bit to understand perhaps what is common to countries, almost universal, and what is specific to them, and also in a bit to understand policy dynamics. Comparative public policy can be divided into two main clusters. I mean, the first is the study of policy change, which is the process by which new policies are adopted, are born. And the second cluster is the study of policy evolution. Once those policies are adopted, how do they evolve? I mean, they usually have a life of their own, and so the goal is to understand the dynamics of those policies. Policy change itself is constituted of three sub-stages. The first sub-stage is agenda setting, which is the process by which an issue finds itself on the table of policymakers, because policymakers and politicians at every moment have to deal with hundreds of contending issues, and so they do have to make a choice. But that process is not neutral. It's one that is belasted with influence and interest and structural factors. And the second substage is that of policy making, which is policy formulation at government high level. When an issue has been chosen, it has to be given a content, and so that process of adopting principles and measures forms the policy making stage. The third substage is that of decision making. Usually there are alternatives, because policy formulation is not often a consensual or a monotonous process. There are often contending ideas, and decision making is decides sort of which policy formulation is going to be adopted, and that can, in certain countries, go all the way to the parliament. In other countries like autocracies or dictatorships, the process is often shortened because the strong man takes the decision, and there is no further ado about it. The second cluster, policy evolution, is also made of substages, and the first is policy implementation.